Hello, and thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Theresa Budiman. I'm a DECAFE student of OMN year 2024. And today I'll be presenting this. I'll be presenting this for my English assignment about transportation in Jakarta. So first off, we all know and use transportation daily, so it's not a surprise that you probably all know what it is, but it's good to look back and see the definition. So, when discussing it, we are all on the same page. So, the definition of transportation, according to Oxford Languages, is that it is the action of transporting someone or something, or the process of being transported. It is also a system or means of transporting people or goods. Please do note that the transportation that I'll be talking about here is about public transportation that is available in Jakarta and not private private transportation. So, the big question, if I had to choose, what is the best transportation available in Jakarta? So, there are a few choices of transportation in Jakarta. There's MRT, Transjakarta, apps such as Grab, Gojek, a lot more out there. I just know those two are the general ones people use, and also KRL and bikes. So MRT. MRT is a modern rail system that started operating in 2019, so it's fairly new. The price range is about 4 rupiah to 14 rupiah, so it's not that bad. It has a fast speed and it has its own rail system. Pros: it is very clean and punctual. Uh, it is also very comfortable with AC. But because it's fairly new, it has limited coverage over the places that you can go to. Next is Transjakarta, an old reliable source of transportation. It is very cheap with around with a price of 3,500 rupiah uh, during the first flat fare the first time you go in. And while the speed is decent and it has its own roads, but it still has delays and depends on the traffic around the roads there. Pros: it operates almost 24/7, so you will be able to use it whenever you like, and it's again very affordable. But the cons of this is quite heavy with confusing route maps, especially for beginners, so it might not be the best choice for people who never used it before. But then again, you have to start somewhere. So, well, it is what it is. And it can be overcrowded as well, especially during peak hours, such as when people want to go to work or when they go home from work. Next is apps, ojek apps. It is the most flexible and popular options for both cars and motorcycles. Honestly, the price here depends on when and where you want to go, and the speed also depends on the conditions. It is very convenient and easy to use, especially the apps. Pricing is they tell you upfront when you choose on where to go, so that's also nice. Again, the cons is that it's affected by traffic and weather. So depending on the conditions during that day, it can be more or less. Also, it may not feel safe because it depends on what type of driver you get. Next is KRL. It is a train network system that connects Jakarta with other places such as Bogor, Bekasi, Depok, and Tangerang. The initial price is 3 rupiah for the first 25 kilometers, with additional 1 rupiah for every 10 kilometers after that. Although generally The fare cap for this is about 13 rupiah. It is relatively fast. It is affordable and fast again. It's good for a long distance, but it can also be overcrowded and it also has confusing routes. All right, so the conclusion is it all depends, but for me, my top choice would be Jakarta, online ojek apps, and also KRL. This is mostly for cost and the coverage, since one, their costs are quite cheap. Uh, as well, for ojek, it depends on where specifically you're going to, but also the coverage is they can go anywhere technically. If you mix and match with these, you can go anywhere. But I also realized while making this conclusion that comfort and speed all depends on you as a person. As for comfort, it depends on what's your comfort level during certain situations and places. And for speed, it really depends on traffic and the such. So yeah, that's it for me. Thank you for watching and see you next time.